Hi everyone, my name is Maisara Alia and welcome back to Whispers Between Walls, a podcast where we explore strange stories, unexplained events, and the mystery hidden in places we think we know well today. And I have a very special guest for tonight's episode.
Hi everyone, my name is Arina and I'm your guest for today. I am actually so excited to be on this show because I love mystery stories.
Well, fasten your seatbelt because I have an interesting story to tell you and the audience tonight.
Oh, what is it about?
Tonight's story comes from a university student, and I'm sure you know where this is going.
I mean, I know universities are full of stories. Some are funny, some are inspiring, and some are just a little unsettling. Even my own university have this kind of mystery.
Oh, really? I never knew that.
Yes, but let's keep that story for another day. Or if we have some time later, I will be opening about this story.
Fair point. So today's story comes from a university building that students pass every single day, but very few people question what might be hidden inside. But before we start, you know the drills, folks. Let us have a cup of tea.
There's something about drinking tea during a rainy day that makes stories feel more mysterious. Somewhat it feels like cozy and warm at the same time.
Especially when the story takes place at night in a nearly empty university building.
So, Jay, you mentioned earlier that today's mystery came from a student story?
Yes, this story was shared by a student who used to study late at the university library. It was sent yesterday and it intrigued me so much.
Already sounds suspicious.
It is suspicious. So this student is a hard-working student and he loves to stay at the university. One night, he stayed in the building until almost midnight to finish his assignment.
Oh wow, until midnight. That is very late because I would never stay that late because I know that there's going to be nobody in the building.
Yeah, me too, especially if our university feels so creepy.
This actually already sounds terrifying, but please continue.
Exactly. So when he finally packed his bag, the building was almost empty. He walked towards the elevator to go down and he mentioned he was already so tired that night.
Let me guess. Something strange happened?
Well, when the elevator doors opened, he stepped inside and pressed the button for the ground floor. There was nobody around, nobody in the elevator, it was just him. But he did mention that he did felt weird and was very cold as if that someone was there with him. But the elevator stopped at a floor he had never seen before.
Wait, what do you mean he had never seen before?
The elevator display showed floor 7.
Okay, and what about floor 7?
The building simply doesn't have a floor 7. It only goes up till the 6th floor.
What? And then how did he even get there?
Exactly my thoughts. When I was reading the story, I was very shocked. But yeah, I'll continue. So the elevator dings and reached the 7th floor. The floor opened slowly and he saw a long hallway, empty and cold, and nobody was up there with him.
So, did he step out?
At first he hesitated. The hallway lights were very dim and the place looked old and run down, like it doesn't match with anything else in the building.
Okay, that already sounds like an horror movie.
It does. But curiosity got the better of him. He stepped out of the elevator.
And?
The hallway looked like an old version of the university, like it hadn't been renovated in decades. He wrote that the walls were scribbled with unknown writings, and he described smelling something burnt the whole time.
Oh my god, that's creepy.
It is creepy. There were old classroom doors, dusty notice boards, and one classroom at the end of the corridor.
Okay, and did he go inside?
Yes, he did. And I know he regretted following his instincts that night. So, inside the classroom were wooden desks, old chalkboards, and something written on the board.
What did it say?
It said, "Some floors should have stayed forgotten."
Okay, that's definitely not normal.
It's not normal. And so he finally feels something is definitely wrong, so he turned around to leave. But when he walked into the hallway,
What? What happened?
the elevator was gone.
What?
The hallway was completely silent and he panicked. He didn't know who to call to ask for help because during that time his phone died.
Oh my god, talk about luck. That is definitely the worst time for a phone to be dying, to be honest.
It is, and if I were in that situation, I would have panicked and fainted.
And then what did he do?
He ran. He ran down the corridor until he found a staircase. He rushed down all the way to the ground floor.
Okay, so he was saved?
He was technically, but something more weirder happened the next day when he came back.
Oh, come on. What more weird things could happen?
He wrote that he talked to someone about this next morning of the incident.
So, what happened the next day?
The next morning, he went on the campus security guard to ask about floor 7.
Okay, and?
The guard looks confused because he said that the building has only 6 floors and it always has been. He said that he never patrols at night and found the mystery floor, which led to the student believing he was either imagining it or he was too tired that he was hallucinating that night.
But did the student show him where the staircase was?
He did actually.
And?
There was no staircase to begin with, it was simply never there. So, where and what did he do to get down exactly that night?
Okay, now that's disturbing.
Nope, but here's the strangest part.
There is more?
Yes. So, before the student graduated, he looked through an old university archive and what he found was astonishing. He found an old blueprint of the building from the 1970s.
Let me guess.
Building used to have a 7th floor.
Used to? What do you mean used to? Like it magically disappeared after use?
Yes, and no, it didn't magically disappear. But the 7th floor was sealed after a fire that happened decades ago. It was tragic that it took the lives of 2 students that day. And from that day on, it was left abandoned and frozen in time.
So, technically that floor actually existed,
Yes, it did.
but it shouldn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
Wait. Did the student ever go back to that elevator?
Actually, he did.
And then what happened?
He saw that the elevator panel only had buttons for floors 1 to 6.
So, there was never a button for floor 7?
No, it never had.
And then, how did the elevator stop there?
That's the mystery nobody could ever solve. So, lesson learned, never ever stay up late for assignments to the dear audience. We might never know who is actually watching us. Maybe we disturbed a piece of the souls that was trapped there. But nevertheless, it's an interesting story to share with all of you.
You know, every university has stories like this.
Hidden places, forgotten rooms.
Or floors that technically shouldn't exist.
So if you ever find yourself in an elevator late at night,
And it stops at a floor you've never seen before.
maybe don't get out, follow your instincts, and stay safe.
And just press the button and go back down.
Thank you for listening to Whispers Between the Walls tonight.
And remember, some mysteries are better left unexplored.
Good night.